So, quick update on the vlog that I just posted. Didn't even have to do the other interviews. I got it on the first one, first try. That was fun. Just for safety reasons, I'm not wild about mentioning the exact place, but I mean, it's a pizza place. That's as much as you guys really need to know. I mean, that kind of says it all, really. But regardless, that said, I was actually really impressed with how it went. Like, the first dude who interviewed me there was super chill, got along with it really great, and he was just like, well, we need you to talk to the manager and have a second interview with her before I can give it to you. So she'll be in at like 4 today. My interview with him had been at 3. So I mean, you probably don't want to like hang around and wait for her. So you could come back tomorrow. I was like, oh no, I'll wait. I don't mind waiting. Really? Well, have a free pizza on the house while you wait. And yeah, and I did wait. And I got interviewed by her, got along super well with her too. All of the people that were working on shift while I was there, I seemed to get along great with all of them as well. It was a really nice experience. And honestly, this particular place I had never been to before. I'm gonna cards on the table with that one. My sister's been there, but I had never been to it before. Generally, the irony, I don't really eat pizza, but that's okay. I mean, I don't mind making it for other people, but the interior of this place is pretty cool, and they play specifically like almost all 60s music on the radio, so you know I'm into that. I was like, dude, that is so perfect. Here I was all worried that wherever I got hired at, it's gonna play like stupid shitty pop music all day, or like even worse if it were like hip hop or something. God forbid, I'd probably want to put a bullet in my head. But you know, I was worried about something like that. Oh no, it's right in my wheelhouse. Oh my god, could not be better. Just the interior of the place itself is great. The uniforms are super lax. Like, literally everyone had a different shirt that are all still technically part of the uniform, but even of like the several that they start you out with, there's like different ones you can additionally buy and different ones they get throughout the year. Like, even in a normal year that weren't a pandemic year, there's even like a pride one, because I saw one girl wearing one of those. I was like, ooh, I want one of those. They're like, we didn't have a pride one this year, otherwise I'd be able to snag you one, but as long as next year's back to normal and you're still working here, then we can get you one then. I was like, okay. So that's fun. But yeah, all of that, awesome. He gave me a tour of the place, and dude, the kitchen could not be more perfect for someone like me, because even the tallest stuff in there is only about as tall as I am. And I'm a short bitch. I mean, I know some of you guys seem really shocked by that, and I don't know why. I'm only 4'11". So I figured no matter where I got hired on at, there would be certain tasks that involve having to climb a ladder to be able to do them just because I'm really short. No, not so much. This seems like it was designed for short people. It's fantastic. So there's that. Really happy with that. Just overall, good ambiance. I start Wednesday. So yeah, that I literally got hired on the spot. All these years I've been so terrified of job interviews, although I had never gotten as far as a job interview before. Just the prospect of the idea that scared me, even though I never got as far as that. And then I nailed it first try. Hell yeah. And then Kimmy was out here before I left. She's like, don't get your hopes up. Nobody gets hired on the spot. And I was like, watch me. Those were my exact words. Watch me. Because you don't seem to understand. When I want something, I get it. I do whatever I have to do. I get it. So I can always figure out what I have to do to make whatever goal it is happen. So I rose to the occasion. I wanted the job. I got the job. Which, it really didn't even feel like I was working that hard at it. So honestly, that was like really chill. I feel like that was like almost too easy, and like I should be leery. They did tell me that despite my preferring morning shifts are the harder ones because there's not as or not as many people working them, so you're doing a lot more tasks. I was like, oh, I thrive under that kind of environment. You don't understand. Plus, I'm more on it in the morning. If you put me on at nights, sure, I'd only be doing one task, but I'd be falling half asleep even at like 8 p.m. You don't want me on nights. Like, if I have to, I'll do it, but preferably, I will be in my wheelhouse if you can put me on in the mornings, even if you think it's harder. Let me show you how well I can do this. And they're like, okay, you'll start at 10 a.m. I was like, cool. And they said almost nobody gets to start in the mornings, but they're still gonna start me in the mornings and see how I do and go from there. And the shifts are generally about 5 hours long for everybody, which that's honestly fantastic. I thought I was gonna be working 8 hours, so 5 is great. Because I had been ready to like ask, because I think I had applied for full time when I put in my application, and I was going to ask, for a first time job outside the home. My dad did point out that's a lot of hours on my feet that I'm not used to. Could I maybe start out like part time and work up to full time? But I didn't even need to say it because, oh, if the shifts are only 5 hours, oh, dude, I can do 5 hours. That's nothing. I was just worried about 8. So, okay, I can do 5. That's no problem because I have no kids or anything. I was like, oh, any day of the week's fine by me. I don't care about weekends. As long as you give me holidays off, I will work all the weekends you want. I will do all the hard morning shifts you want. Just don't keep me late at night. That's my only request. That and holidays off. They're like, we can work with that. So that's pretty cool. Starting pay is 14 an hour plus tips. So they said it's actually more like, well, depending which one I talked to, the guy said it's more like 17 an hour with tips. The lady who is the actual manager says more like 16 an hour with tips. But regardless, that's freaking awesome. I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna have so much money. I know to those you with like real jobs, this is like nothing. But to somebody who has never even worked a minimum wage job before, to me, I'm like, that's so much money. Because I'm used to like my online data entry jobs where literally working from about 5 a.m. till like 9 at night might, if I'm lucky, get me about the equivalent of like 1 hour's worth of pay at this job. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, dude, why didn't I do this a long time ago? Holy crap. My only trepidation is that our county did just clear indoor eating again. So I'm like, oh, that means people are gonna be taking off their masks in the place. Should I be worried? So I suppose we'll have to just wait and see how that goes and hope and pray like hell that it'll still be safe enough. I'm just like, oh god, please don't let me catch the pandemic. But I would assume they wouldn't do something like that if they thought it was going to put all of their workers at risk. Because I think, a business that wants to stay in business doesn't really want all their employees to die of a pandemic. So I would assume they wouldn't do something if it weren't at least mostly safe. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I mean, if anybody has any thoughts on this, please toss them out there. I am willing to hear them. I mean, if it turns out that it is like major league dangerous, then, I might still try and rally for the grocery store job. But so far, everything with this one seems really fantastic, and even though I wouldn't have initially thought that this would be something I'd enjoy, I'm like, this could be cool. This could be cool. I might like it. um, my sister is still like rage quitting over the fact that I got it first try. Whereas she like tried for months and months and months on end to get her first job, but she's also super picky, which she was like trying to tell me up and down, oh, you can't just apply to like literally every job you see, because oh my god, you're gonna just hate whatever it is, and then you're just gonna leave, and blah 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 blah. You should be more picky, and I'm like, dude, I don't think you understand the situation. I will do what I have to do to get paid. I already made the mistake of doing something that I loved as a job and then ended up hating that thing for it. So frankly, I'd rather just accept what I'm handed as long as it's not like a terrible environment where I don't get along with anybody, and go from there. because work is called work for a reason. You're not supposed to love every second of it. If you do, that's great, but I mean, it's not a requirement. So, but this, I don't know. I mean, it sounds cool. I mean, the only challenge right now just seems like memorizing the recipes. Granted, there's only about like 12 of them, I think, and like 3 salads. So that seems like it shouldn't be too hard. I think I've already got one memorized. And I mean, he technically hasn't even like emailed over the acceptance papers for me to sign yet, and I'm just doing that on my own time because he's like, "Oh yeah, I have like a starter packet that I'll give you that has all that info in it." Because I had asked while he was doing the walk around tour for me, "Oh, should I like take a picture of this menu here and start memorizing that?" He's like, "Oh, usually I have people start doing that when they actually sign on because it's in the intro packet." I'm just like, how impressive will it be if by the time he gives me the info packet, I've already got it all memorized by that point already? Because he's like, "You have 3 weeks to memorize. It used to be 2 days." So, of course, my overachiever brain's like, "Well, it used to be 2 days. Watch me do it in 2 days." But realistically, it'll probably take me more than 2 days, but it'll be less than 3 weeks. I can almost guarantee. Because I'm just like, even if I only memorized one a day, which I am hoping to do more than one a day, but even if I only did one a day, I could do it in less than 3 weeks. Just saying. But I also want to be like, so if I memorize them sooner than 3 weeks, can I take that test sooner than 3 weeks? Huh? Because I have a feeling he'd probably say yeah. Because he has girls there who are almost at the 3 week mark who haven't done it yet. He's like, "Yeah, you have that test coming up." And I'm like, I'm an overachiever. I want to do it sooner. But that's just me. Because God forbid I ever do anything the easy way, right? And then the only other thing is I have to get a food handler's card because we're in California. But apparently that's like an online thing you can get for like $8, and you just do it online. So that's not too bad. I have 30 days from the first day to get that. She's like, "Yeah, I have girls in here who are almost at the 30 days who still don't have it yet, so we give a little bit of leeway for that." So I'm like, okay, that's good to know, because I have no problem doing it right away. I just, since I think they have to mail it to you, yeah, gotta wait on that. So that is a thing, but $8 isn't bad. I can deal with that. I am just waiting till they've officially sent over that info packet and everything and officially signed me on before I do that, since I want to make sure I'm doing the right one. I believe I found the website for the one she said, but I want to be positive I'm doing the correct one rather than waste an extra $8 on one that's not the right one if it's not it, and then still have to do the right one on top of it. Yeah, that. Anyway, that's a thing. Oh, goodness. But, they are one of the establishments that do, like, the daily temperature check. Like, even for me to do my interview, they did the temperature check and, like, the wellness checklist thing that they apparently do with all their employees every time they walk in the door, which that alone makes me feel safer. I don't know if they're going to be checking patrons' temperatures at the door. If they do, that will also make me feel a little better. Obviously, it's not foolproof, but it's something. Um, but yeah, honestly, I feel mostly excited about it. It's just that little bit of anxiety over, ooh, people are gonna take off their masks in the place. Oh God. But other than that part, I do feel pretty good about things. One of my sisters was like, "Well, I mean, people don't generally like go out of their way to go buy pizza if they're already not feeling well," which is a good point. But then again, with this pandemic, it's possible to be asymptomatic for a while at first. So it's one of those things where it's like, that does make it trickier, but just gotta trust in God with this one and hope for the best. Keep my mask on and hope that it does well. um, I did buy more of the cloth masks, but they have to get here, because I did buy some from Etsy before, but they're so small that they literally hurt to wear them even just long enough to go to the grocery store. So the idea of wearing one of those for like 5 hours, I'm like, cannot do it with those. But I did order some new ones that are cloth, but it's going to be at least a couple weeks before they get here. But when I do, I did get some more filters for inside of the masks that are the like point 0.1, whatever it is, micron size, because I think that's like the size that's tight enough to help keep out COVID. So there's that. Unfortunately, there's only 5 in the box, but it's better than nothing. I think it was like $5 or $10 for that box. Oh my god. But that's okay. I got a box of the paper disposable ones too to use in the meantime because frankly, I don't want to risk getting my N95 fucked up. I only have the one and I can't buy another one right now still. So I don't want to get that messed up. I'm still on the fence. Should I buy some KN95s off of Amazon or something too, even though I don't know if they're trustworthy? It's the only thing that holds me back. But you know, there's that. Yeah, so I did buy some of the paper ones. They're the single-use ones. I figure in the meantime, while I'm waiting on the cloth ones to show up, it's something. It's not great, but I did see some of the people working there yesterday wearing exactly those. $30 for a box of those, guys. And I bought that out of my own money. Like, my dad went with me, and he's like, "You're not expecting me to use them." I was like, "No. No, you're not the one wearing them. I'm wearing them, so I'm buying them." But oh my god, $30 for 50 disposable masks? Like, really? My mom's like, God, I like got a 5-pack of them for like $3. I'm like, shut up. Yeah, I apparently could have bought a bunch of those and had it cost less probably, but that's neither here nor there now, is it? So, I do have a box of the paper ones, so hopefully they'll be okay in the meantime while I'm waiting on my cloth ones. I got a Back to the Future one, some Monkeys ones, because apparently you can wear whatever mask you want. As long as there's nothing offensive on it, you can wear whatever you want. So I was like, even with bands, they're like, yeah, again, as long as there's nothing like nudity or anything offensive, no swear words on it. I'm like, oh, no, nothing like that, nothing like that. Think bands like the Beatles or the Monkeys, like stuff like that, nothing offensive at all. Like, oh, yeah, those are fine. Awesome. Because, I mean, she herself had, like, a Halloween candy corn one on. Some of them in there had, like, colored ones on that were different colors. So I figured it's probably chill, but I wanted to double check and make sure all was kosher first before going and spending money on those. So, may have spent, like, $80 in buying some of those, but, they're good ones. So, they have to come from Canada, though, so it's gonna be a while, but... goodness. Yeah, that. I think as long as the mail didn't lose my package, I do have 2 just solid colored ones coming from Ipsy one of these days. I don't know where the hell that package currently is. I should really check the tracking on it, but I think there was like a solid black one and a solid pink one in that one that I ordered a while back that I'm just waiting on to show up. So if those fit better, I can also wear those in the meantime. So that's also a thought. I would actually be thrilled to wear the pink one. I get it, like, who am I all of a sudden liking pink? What the hell? But, yeah. And they said, while I'm waiting on the official shirts, because he'll give those to me the first day, to just come in the first day with just a solid t-shirt with nothing on it, just any color, doesn't matter the color, just gotta be a solid t-shirt, so that's easy enough. I think I've got some of those. I know I've got at least a couple, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know the designs he's giving me. It depends on what sizes he's got. She was like, yeah, it depends on the size he has. I think he's mostly got medium. I was like, well, that's just perfect, honestly. Depending on the sleeve size, I could be a small, but usually I opt for medium anyway, because I don't mind if it's a little big. She's like, oh yeah, most of us prefer when they're a little bit baggy anyway, especially since they shrink when you wash them. I was like, oh yeah, definitely go with medium then. So that's a thing, but yeah, guys, I'm officially joining the working world. I'm so proud of me, which sounds silly, but I mean, as somebody who's always had too much anxiety to do the thing, the fact that I went and did the thing, and so far it doesn't feel like any biggie. I'm proud of myself. I don't know, I'm just like, I don't know who this person is or where she came from, but I kind of like her. Oh, goodness. Once again, before I went to my interview, I had two Liza Minnelli songs on a loop that honestly, whenever there's something big and scary that I have to do that otherwise I would probably chicken out of, I found that if I loop these songs like a mantra before I do them, I usually feel confident enough to do the thing and feel fine about it. They did not fail me. They did not fail me. So her songs Say Yes and Yes I Can are the two, if anybody's curious. But they're just so positive and optimistic that they fill you with hope, or at least they fill me with hope and make me feel like, yeah, I can do anything. So I thought that was pretty cool that once again Liza served me well. I know you guys are like, oh my god, I'm so sick of hearing about her. Yeah, too bad. You're on my channel, you're gonna hear about her, so. But yeah, it's just one of those things where a lot of people are in like the mindset of what would Jesus do. I take the mindset of what would Liza do. I've done that for like over a decade with different things, and usually that gives me the guts to do the big scary things that I otherwise wouldn't. Now I know somebody's gonna be a smartass in the comments, be like, "What would Liza do? Cocaine." Shut up. Just shut up. Don't go there. That's not cool. No, I'm talking about attitude-wise anyway. But yeah, that, and for how many quotes she has about not letting anxiety win, she honestly is like major league inspirational to me to do things I otherwise feel too scared to do. So yeah, that. um, so that's about where things are right now. I am very grateful that the first day is Wednesday and not Monday now, because yeah, the power is most definitely being shut off Sunday night through Monday night. Hopefully not extended beyond that, but we'll see how things play out. We will have the generator going. If it's only 24 hours, I should still be able to get online because we do plug in the router. So as long as the battery backup down the street for Uverse is still working, we still have internet and phones during that time period. When that goes down is when we panic because it's like, oh, now we're really cut off from the world. But if it's only 24 hours, generally it holds out 24. Usually it seems to be like a day and a half is how long their battery backup hangs for, which is better than we can say for Xfinity. Their shit goes down the second power goes down, so ha, screw you, Xfinity. But, sorry, I will never stop hating on them. I've never had them, but I'll still never stop hating on them, and I never will have them, just saying. But, yeah, that, it's about where things are right now. But I'm proud of me. I hope you guys are proud of me, too, because I know you've kind of followed me on this journey through anxiety and feeling like I'm trapped and like I can't do anything, and here I am finally pole vaulting over the anxiety and doing something with my life. It may not be a fancy something, but it's something, and it's a starting point. And it's a good starting point, I feel like. Of all like the starter jobs I could have, of all the starter jobs that even were like up in the running this time, I feel like this was the best option out of them, because even though like Target was in the running, that was only seasonal. Honestly, if that same position were to open up for permanent and I were to get it, yeah, I would be pretty happy with that. But this time it was only seasonal. I was like, oh, by the time I'd get used to what I'm doing, it'd be over. Fuck that. I don't want to risk them not doing the whole thing of, oh, you did such a great job, let's keep you on. There's a very real risk they could be like, well, that's that. See you next year, maybe. So, yeah, no, I didn't want to take a chance on that, so I did let that one slip this time, but this one's definitely better than Taco Bell. I didn't even bother going to the Taco Bell interview because I'd already gotten this one. Like, I was just finishing up at the time that one would have started, so I just flaked on that one. Like, fuck Taco Bell. Well, I'm so glad I don't have to work at Taco Bell. You guys don't even know. I so rather work this one. And the location is so nice. Just, oh my god. all the things about it that Kimberly was like, oh my god, you're gonna get so annoyed with the clock tower next door. I'm like, bitch, I love that clock tower. It made my day that it chimed while I was there yesterday and I was sitting outside while it did it. Like, honestly, I am thrilled with that of the location. So, goodness, yeah. But, anywho, that's about where that lies, which I've said about 10 times now, thinking that I was gonna wrap this up and then didn't and kept talking, but I'm excited. I feel good about this. Like I said, it's a stepping stone. And once I've been pulling in some money for a while from here, I'm gonna save up for a car. I'm doing big, scary adult things. I know most people start a lot younger than me, but you know, there's late bloomers too. I'm just one of those. There's nothing wrong with being a late bloomer. As long as you do it sometime, it's better than not doing it at all, right? That's how I'm viewing it. I'm trying to be as optimistic and as sunny about all of this as I possibly can be. So, I think I've got a really good attitude about it all. Literally, the only person who's been giving me shit has been Kimberly. Everyone else, every single other person I've talked to about it, has been so, so positive and so supportive. So, um, honestly, one of my heroes that I do interact with on a regular basis even like checked in after this and was talking to me and giving me a pep talk, which was really cool. I mean, I don't want to brag name dropping, but Mike Nesmith. But anyway, yeah, I was just like, holy shit, thank you, Nes. But yeah, he's really sweet, guys. Like, honestly, people give him a bad rap, but I've always had, like, really good interactions with him. And I know that, like, a lot of people are like, he doesn't even use his social media anymore. That's funny, because I seem to have no problem getting directly to him. I also seem to have no problem getting directly to him on the phone either, so that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I have talked to him on the phone. I do have his home phone number, and yeah, it's pretty cool. We get along. It'd be great if one of these days. I mean, he does live in the Bay Area. It'd be so cool if he'd be like, "Yeah, come hang out at video." Yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that ever happening, but in my fantasy world, it's fun to imagine. What if? I know which music stores he shops at. I'm just like, what if I ever ran into him in one of those? That'd be so cool. But anywho, I'm babbling now. Now I'm like just going off, but I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna try to film some other stuff while we've still got power, since, I mean, we may have internet still after the power goes out, but lighting will be another situation, and I'll have to be, like, down in the living room, like, close enough to the generator where it's, like, noisy, so I don't think there's a whole lot of opportunity to be filming in that capacity at that point. I mean, I could try it, but I don't foresee it going so well because of the noise level, because that generator is fucking loud, guys. Like, oh my god. Plus, since it's the only room that the stuff, the cables lead to and everything from it, since we have to set it up in the backyard, since carbon monoxide can't use it in the house, yeah, which means we have to leave the door open a crack so the wires get in, so we have to duct tape the rest of the crack down the door to not let the carbon monoxide in. That happened one of the first times on one of these, and, could have killed me. Almost did. I got to where I could barely, like, stay conscious from it before we realized what was going on. That one was bad, but that was like a year ago. We've learned, we handle these outages better now. But, yeah, that. I'm usually the canary in the coal mine because it always seems to affect me first. I'm like, what is it with my dad almost killing me with carbon monoxide? This happened when I was a baby. This happened as an adult. Like, what the hell? Stop trying to kill me, Dad. He didn't consciously try to either time. It was an accident both times, but still. Yeah, because the cords only go so far. Everyone has to convene in the living room when these happen, so it does make it, like, too loud and too self-conscious, honestly, to really want to film downstairs when these are going on. So, I mean, if it's still daylight hours, I can, like, come up here and, like, just bring my iPod and record, here without a light or anything, but if it's like past a point where natural daylight can do, my options are either wait it out or deal with the noise downstairs. Yeah, they're not great options, I know, so yeah. Anyway, onward and upward to better things. So, but like I said in the last video, don't worry, I am not doing anything different with this channel. There will still be as many uploads as there ever was. Just you'll get even more content now, because now I'll have more things to do story times about and vlogs about and things. So there's that. And honestly, with more money coming in, I'll be able to invest in better things for the channel too. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good all around, guys. So don't panic. I'm not leaving you. I promise you that on my life. I am not leaving you guys. So I am gonna wrap this up though. So let's see if I can do the sign off better without that seeing it today. So you guys know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram. I keep forgetting the last one without the Etsy. Oh, let me try to mentally backpedal it, see if I can do it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I forget. I really need to go through and look at what all's in there, because I know there's another one I used to say after Etsy. Just my social medias, they're down below. We'll go with that. My subreddit's listed down there too, but all sorts of good stuff. It's all down below. And if you want to support this channel, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Get your name on the end card for a month from the time of donating. Anyway, guys, till next time. Bye-bye.